It's that Thursday thing coming to you live from downtown Rochester at the Hungerford Building. You are listening to Beyond the Pole with your host, Katrina Lee.
Happy Thursday. I'm Katrina Lee, and wow, it has been an insane week. Like, a lot going on, like, so much. It's, like, incredible. I prefer not to have weeks like this on a regular basis, but, you know, it's developed. So we have Oz here.
What up, what up?
And we have some guests coming on later, and it's going to be a good time.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so let's talk about a new trend that I recently discovered that's going on in strip clubs on a fluke. So
My pants?
I won when I went to the Cordial, and they had the Mother's Day male review. And it was all males dancing, and I went there. I won a golden butt plug, and it had like a purple gem on the bottom. So you insert it, and I was joking around like I won the golden butt plug. Like, hey, look at me. Like, I'm special like Willy Wonka. But I guess it's actually a trend that's starting out in Portland, that all these dancers are wearing butt plugs with the gems in nude clubs, and they're wearing them on a regular basis during the dances. So it's popular.
So you have to have really good sphincter control for this?
I don't know, because I never actually
heavy.
tried. It's heavy, it's weighted,
Right.
and it's not my thing, so I never used
So
one.
I've heard.
Yeah, okay, whatever. You don't have to, whatever, it's fine. So this butt plug thing, so what happened is Bristol, who features, and she's a very established dancer in Rochester, and starting to feature and show up all over.
Hi, Bristol.
Yes, and she decides to use the golden butt plug at Playmates when she was featuring there. And it's a nude club, so you're spread out, and I guess her butthole is like really sparkly, whatever. Guys are like drawn to it, like
She's
it's
got
magnetic.
A sparkly butt. Is it
yes,
like?
it's
I
like
started watching
sparkle.
the
It's a
Troll
gem on the end,
series.
so it like glitters in the light, and it's like, look at the sparkles, like out of her
Wow.
butt. It's like glitter. It's like amazing.
Like a moth to a
yeah,
light,
like
but-
a unicorn, rainbow, whatever.
Wait, at the end of her show, do they throw out the butt plugs like a bouquet?
No, you
Like,
can't,
turn
because
backwards
that's
and
penetration,
ding,
so that becomes a law, and you're violating it.
Oh,
so this girl comes up, and she's 18, and I'm at the other club, and I'm like there. She's like, I'm scared, I don't know what to do, and she wants to get this butt plug, and I'm like, what are you doing with it? She asks me questions. I'm like, I don't understand. And I'm like, why are you? And like, she's like, do you have lube or something? What do I do? And I'm like, why? And she's like, well, Bristol used it, so now I want to use it. And I'm like, okay. And then I guess it's now multiple girls. So within 1 week, 6 girls try to get butt plugs with sparkly like ends to wear to try to copy her.
hilarious.
And so it's becoming this new trend now in Rochester. But I guess it like will develop and probably go to other clubs in Buffalo, everywhere.
So Bristol, you should have your own line of butt plugs, a Bristol
butt
butt
plugs,
plug.
Bristol butt plug.
Yeah. There you go. Be perfect. I mean, I want to see him throw it out like bouquet at the end of like a wedding. Like, whoever catches it, you're next for the lap dance.
I couldn't believe I saw it. So I can't wait to talk to Dawn, because I went to Dawn's party.
How
and
was
she was
that?
at 67 West, and she launched her company. It's now national. That's their celebration. And there was midgets, and it was totally awesome.
Yeah,
and
sorry I
epic.
couldn't make it. I was having some.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was some crazy.
So equally on the end. So I haven't been to Buffalo, and I stay away from downtown. I don't really go clubbing. So I go out the night before, and my car gets booted. So what happened, I was with someone else, and they put my ticket upside down, even though we paid to park there. And they were intoxicated, and they put the wrong license plate number on, which turned out to be someone else's license plate that owed parking tickets. So my car got booted, which I didn't even know could happen. So I come out, and I'm like, what's going on? And they have all these tickets on your car, and you're supposed to call the number. Now, if I wasn't driving home, but I was drinking,
Right.
so I kind of wig out like blah, 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 blah. And I used to own a bar in downtown Buffalo, and it had an issue with the person who owned the parking lot. So I personally knew him, and I left like a crazy drunken message, like of hatred.
I can imagine.
I swear, blah, 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 like crazy. Like, and I regret it now, but they're supposed to come around and remove the boot from your car and charge you $150 within like an hour. And there's like 24 hours a day in Buffalo to remove these. Kind of like a scam. It's weird. I don't even
Right.
know how this is legal and going on. But so they don't answer me back, and no one comes, and they don't answer my calls. So I call over and over, and then I start apologizing. And then after 3 hours, no one comes. So I have to Uber back home. And then I come back for Dawn's toy party. And then I can't get anyone to answer me. And I called like over 30 times, and I'm like apologizing. Like, I'm sorry, I was mean. Can someone please get my car? I want to go home. Like, what do I do?
You're like hostage.
I had other people call and be like, oh, she's crazy. Like, ignore her. Like, do we have to pay extra? Let's get this car. I thought about, can I slash my tires? Like, how can I get this out? Like, and my car was still there. And Dawn's party comes. And so I had to stalk down the owner who owns everything in Buffalo. Like, everything. Every restaurant, super successful, owns it all. I had to find him at his hotel and then beg him and tell him what occurred and be like, please, can you just get my boot off so I can go home to Rochester?
Nice. And he
and
said
so
yes?
he gets a number and then he sends a person to get it. And then they tell me that they didn't do it on purpose as an accident, but I know I was a jerk and I was mean and I know they punished me on purpose. And I'm sorry. There's no way that they held my car hostage for 24 hours plus and didn't come get it if I didn't threaten them like a lunatic. So the whole thing is like, do unto others as you want to you. Like, don't be a jerk. Like,
sense.
if you don't act like a dick, you don't have hotels like, please help me. Like, let me get my car out. And the best part is, so they send this person to fix it. And it's during Dawn's toy party. And I got a dildos and all this stuff in my hands. And there's midgets outside. My friends are all drunk coming up. And the guy goes, who are you? Who are you? I don't understand.
Why wouldn't you have that in your hand when that's going on?
Yeah.
Why would just, yeah. That
yeah,
makes
of
sense.
course. So it's extra stupid. And like to make everything over the top. And like, why not be a spectacle?
Right, let's make it a whole circus. Not half
like
a circus, the whole circus.
The whole
We
circus.
need the
Let's
whole
just
thing.
over the top. We can't be normal.
Right.
Nothing can be calm. We have to be like just spectacular.
Is that a midget with the 3-foot dildo? Yes, it is.
Yeah. And
Yes,
it's all
it
going
is.
on. And I was just like, I can't believe this. And then it ends up being that it was another person's car. So I had to pay double the money. And then I had to pay it all up front, even though it wasn't my fault. And they're like, we'll refund it. And it was a Sunday. So I had to pay it. And then I'm supposed to have to fight it and send them the information and go through their office to get my money back.
That sounds like
It's such
no
a production.
fun.
And I was
No.
like, wow. So I guess what happened, the tow guy said, I was trying to get my car, that they boot 2 of your tires because most people only have 1 spare. So, but if I had 2 spares, I could just ripped off the tires and got the hell out of there. So I guess you should keep 2 spares in case you get booted downtown in Buffalo.
Wow, that is
Word to the wise,
amazing
everyone.
advice
2
right
spares
there.
at Mornings and Wise, yeah. Then you can get out. You don't have to wait for that, but you don't get ripped off for $150.
That is the most janky, awesome advice I've ever heard in my
Yeah,
life. Keep
because they
2
don't do this
spares
in
your car
Rochester.
just in case you get
This
super
is
booted.
Buffalo. This is
Boom.
Buffalo. In Buffalo, I guess you can take a bunch of girls and leave them abandoned with booted cars and not answer them and help them out while homeless people and predators come up trying to help you.
That's
Because
not
that's
cool.
safe. That's safe. Okay. Yeah, that's smart. That's really smart.
Yeah,
so
those guys were all the predators. Everybody was in danger with Katrina.
everyone was, yeah, because I'm a predator too, so I know what to look for. I'm sorry. I look for like young boys. I'm like, hey, little kid, come to my car. I got some candy. No, but as a whole, like, I said I was not.
I just lost my headphones. they didn't even want to hear it no more. It just popped right off my head. Like,
I
I'm
said
done.
I'm in today. I don't even care. But yeah, so I mean, as a whole, like you don't want to do that for anyone. It doesn't make sense. And like you're drinking, it's late at night. Like I want a parking ticket. I want to drive away and pay it. Even if you jack it up and suspend my license, whatever, and it's like $300, I'll pay it. I don't want to have to worry about having someone unboot my car, find someone to get it, being abandoned, stranded in the middle of downtown Buffalo.
That sucks.
And they spitefully made sure that they didn't come to my car to let it out. Possibly, well, actually, it did happen. I did say I have a radio show and expose you on there for violating women so they can be attacked. I did say a message like that. I admit it. I'm psycho and I'm not perfect and I do crazy shit and I do crazy things and I apologize for it, but I do admit my fault. But really, over 24 hours of punishment by not letting me get my car out,
If you guys
that
could
didn't really
see
help.
the pain in Katrina's eyes right now. It looked like she just
I learned my
wanted to be
lesson. I'm
done.
sorry. And I will reiterate the lessons I learned in anger management and help other people on this radio show learn the lesson. But, thank you, Mark Croce.
My
Thank
name
you.
is
You're
Katrina
amazing.
Lee,
I'm
and,
Katrina Lee. And don't be a jerk and you won't get screwed over. But we are going to cut in a song break and we're going to Dawn with our toy of the week. Dawn.
All shows on Rochester Free Radio and blogs on rochesterfreeradio.com are produced independently. The views expressed on any individual show or blog by hosts or their guests are not necessarily the same of other show hosts, underwriters, or the board of directors of Rochester Free Radio. Rochesterians in disagreement with anything expressed on Rochester Free Radio, our social media outlets, or website are welcome to submit a proposal of their own show. Those not open to differing points of view are encouraged to utilize that small knobby thing on their radio called the off button, or move along to cat videos on the internet. Have the day of your choice.
Wow, and that's a new opinionated, but back to Beyond the Pole with Katrina Lee.
The longest
The cat
PSA
videos,
ever.
like cat videos. That's
Did you
great.
see, though, they changed it to now include hosts?
Yes, all of it. It's
Wow.
really targeting me every week. It's fine because
yeah.
I like a challenge and I like the attention.
Exactly.
I guess. So.
I like the challenge.
We offended everybody, is what that thing said. Is every
Yeah, pretty
single
much.
person here at this radio station does not
and the host,
like those
I am
people.
the corrupt one, the leader of it. So. Wonderful.
Good job, Katrina.
Gummy.
Woo!
So Dawn is here, and I went to her toy party at 67 West this Sunday, and it was a huge success. So I can't wait to hear what she says.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi guys, how y'all doing?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good. How many times has your car been booted in your life, Katrina?
That was my first time ever.
Oh, okay, because he made it sound like it happened all the time. I'm like,
No. I was ready to like remove the tires and claw them off in a frenzy. It was my first time. I kind of panicking.
Oh, okay.
Thank goodness for Uber.
I done the same.
Yeah, thank goodness there's Uber. So
Gotta love Uber.
yes.
Thank you for having me.
So how'd your party go?
Man, sorry
It
I
went
couldn't
really
make it,
well.
man.
I got the girl midget this time, which I really liked. Her name was Shortcake.
I liked her.
Shortcake?
She was cute.
Shortcake. She was cute.
Yo, do you have pictures? I
She
need
dances
pictures.
at Pharaoh's, and she works for Extraordinary Entertainment.
I need
which is
pictures
Hollyland.
of the midget strippers. That needs to happen, please, Dawn, please.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
we
were
have pictures.
so
Yes,
cute.
please.
I mean, I just almost wanted to just eat her up. She was just adorable. She was so freaking cute.
Yeah.
But I prefer the boy midgets. But whatever. At least I had her. So I was
Yeah. And last minute, because what happened? Your midget was beaten up. It was. Her midget was beaten up.
There was a
She
midget.
had intercourse with a real size woman, and her real size husband came home and beat him up.
Whoa. Hold on. Wait. There
This
was
really
two
happened,
girl
listen.
midgets? Wait, or like a girl midget and a guy midget, and then how?
No, like two average size human beings
Okay.
are married. The midget slept with the average size woman, and the
Oh.
average size husband came home and beat the hell out of the midget.
Oh my
Can you
God!
imagine that police report?
All right.
That cop, he
is
went
so
home like,
crazy.
honey, you gotta hear this one. That's fantastic.
That is wild,
God
right?
bless.
Everyone
I
loves
love it.
midgets, you know.
Who doesn't? You got to.
You got to, did you know they have average size penises though?
I do.
Like, if a little person was only going to be like, if he was going to have like a big one, like at 9 inches, and he's only 36 inches tall, that's 1/3 of his body is penis.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, actually, I was thinking about.
Insane?
That's
It is. You know what I was
hilarious.
thinking about the other day, and I was going to talk to you about it, is that, you know what, I tend to meet all my husbands or boyfriends in a strip club because, you know, I'm like an idiot and I like to repeat mistakes. So I realize every time I sit on their laps, I can tell their penis size and reason and how big it is. So I never had a man with a small penis. But
That's
you
a
always say
gift.
you measure it with the water bottles. So I think all women need to go to strip clubs and just, you know, case it out, and then you don't have any surprises after the fact.
You really, I hate getting the small ones when you put your hand down there. You're like, where is it?
It's such a
And you
letdown.
start looking down their leg.
Yeah, you're trying. You're like, come on, you can rise up, you know. Come
So
on.
that's how you guys peg out the that's
Yeah,
how you
just sit
girls
on
peg
the
out
last
the
strip
guys.
club. So you start
Okay.
kind of humping or grinding on them. If it doesn't pop up, there's an
If
issue.
it's
Maybe
like
erectile dysfunction, or maybe
Yeah.
it's like, you know, small.
I have a pack of Mentos.
You didn't feel it. You got to try or got to readjust it because
So
they're
are you
embarrassed.
still with your boyfriend? What happened there? How was
Yeah,
it
I don't
with him?
know. It worked all, you know. Yeah, I didn't kill him. So while I'm trying to get my car off the boot, you know, midgets and dildos and cops and everything are coming up to me. It was crazy.
He seems so attentive. He's a good one.
I
think.
know he is. You know, he's a little
Yeah,
wild.
he seemed cute.
He was his. So, yeah.
And so instead of the toy of the week, I want to do my business. I want to see if anybody wants to own their own business.
Yes.
You can own your own business for $125, and it's not a scam. I've been doing it for 12 years. I own an adult toy company, and my company is very modern. It's all inclusive. Men are welcome. It's meant for people who have a sense of humor, love to make cash. You buy your kit for $125, you get $300 in product, and that will start you right off at 30% buying power. So that means you'll make 30% of all your sales. So if the average party is $500, you'll make like $150 just walking in the door.
Nice.
So it's a great business to have. I was very lucky. I was able to stay at home and raise my kids instead of going to a, average job, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It's great. And it's people, I think that we're, as a society, are accepting sex a little bit more. You're still going to get people who judge it, but those people also aren't making $200,000 a year working 8 hours a week. Mm-hmm. So I'm always like, go ahead, you can judge me.
Right, yeah, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I get it all the time. I had this girl come up. She's like, oh, you're a whore. I'm like, I'm the highest paid whore you'll ever meet. And walked right away.
Yeah, and you know what? I may be a whore, but I'm the one your husband jerks off to in the shower.
Exactly what you say. Oh, my God, I love it. So you see those rich women in, like, East Aurora or Clarence, and they'll be like, think they're hot shot. And I'm like, I know who your husband sleeps with. You're nothing. Walk away.
Yeah, exactly.
Ruthless. Jesus. You guys give me nightmares.
Terrible. But
you know what? I was at a Little Loop game, and this one guy was like, oh my God, you're so friendly. I thought you were so standoffish. And I told him straight out, I was like, well, I can't talk to the men here. All the women think I want to sleep with their husband.
Exactly. It's hard,
Well, that's why I said, let's be honest. You
Pimpin'
ladies
ain't
don't
easy.
even want to sleep with them. Why would I want to sleep with them?
Oh, that's great. That's great. I love that. Yeah, you don't want to. So actually, I found out that the big trend, so you need to get these, is actually having butt plugs with sparkly gems while you dance in the new clubs. So you need to get them on your catalog.
Like, are they going to have problems pooping when they grow up?
I don't really understand because I never used one. It's my thing, but all these dancers are wearing it, and I had 6 girls special request these, and I'm like, I don't really to get it.
Plugs are right. Those
they're heavy.
Yeah,
they're heavy. I can't imagine dancing with one in. And those are heavy.
They're heavy. And the girl asked me, she's like, do you think it's going to pop out and fall on a guy? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea because I don't use them.
You'll knock a tooth out with one of those things, man. Those things are heavy.
I don't know if you're
chipping your grill.
And she asked if she pulls it out, if it's going to be like poop stained and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. I guess you got to douche yourself out or something, your butt. You just can't go for it.
Beforehand to do
that. And I heard for porn is 6 times to clean it out so you don't have butt to mouth and it's clean. So 6 times to douche it out anally.
Well, I learned something new today. The more you know.
To mouth makes me nervous because you could die from that.
Yeah.
That's not,
you can get gross disease. I don't know. It scares me. The whole butt plug thing I don't understand. But hey, if you need to make money by doing that, I guess go ahead.
Like I said, I want to see them throw it over their shoulder like a bouquet at a wedding.
Everyone's got to one up each other. So who knows what's next?
I don't even want to know what's next. Seriously, sometimes I'm scared. When I'm like, are they going to do that? Oh, yeah, they did that. They did. They should not do that.
They did. And I made that joke about the rainbow and having My Little Ponytail. They have butt plugs that gay men buy, and they're attached with fur and tails and pigtails and all different stuff. And they're butt plugs you can buy in any catalog. And I'm like, and I posted about a girl being like My Little Pony or on Snapchat or unicorn. And other girls said they seen girls do that on stage with unicorn butt plugs attached to them like a tail.
Where are you guys going for this?
This is actually happening. This is happening.
Where?
Are you dancing still or not at all?
I'm supposed to feature, so I have to get my body in shape so my knees aren't blowing out. But then I get there and I don't want anyone touching me. So I'm like the worst dancer ever. I wander in at 12, then I'm like, don't touch me. I go on stage and then I avoid you in the back. And I sit there with the girls and talk about how much I hate the guys. And then that's how I dance. But it's going to get better eventually. I used to be motivated and actually like customers. And then they're just so depressing lately. It's sad.
It's got to be hard. It has to be.
When you're sober, you're educated, and you have money, it's really hard to pretend to be stupid and laugh and tell guys what they want to hear. You're more like, I could own you. Shut up. But,
I think the same thing.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. So now I just want to target 18-year-olds, break them in, and damage them for the women afterwards. No, I'm kidding.
Why do you think I go younger?
Oh my
I love to make them cry. I want them to know
make them cry.
Nothing else out there.
I'm with Velociraptors here. These girls are
30.
Vicious.
Make
Good
him cry. But
God.
thank you, Dawn, for your last
Monster.
singing.
Thanks,
I'm
Dawn.
so young, I've had ID. Like, seriously,
Yes.
you know you're robbing the cradle when you're asking for ID first just to make sure that you're not a pedophile.
Well, I have the issue because I'm an 18-year-old and under strip clubs and or older, and then sometimes these kids are like 18 and they're in high school, and you're like, "Oops, I took them home," and their mom's looking for them. You're like, "Uh oh, like what did I just do?"
Yo, you had
Like
to
I'm
pass
sorry,
curfew?
like
I mean,
oops.
if you hadn't yet where you've done the mom and
I know it's
the
dark
dad
and I
the
look
son.
younger, but oops.
Oh my
You know?
I
God.
had it where you bumped into the dad and the son. I'm
Yes.
like, oh shit.
I'm starting to
You guys
have
don't know
that.
each
It's
other.
great.
Wow,
The father son duel. You're like,
you
oh
guys are
yeah, I know your
monsters.
dad, and now your kid's in here. Let me break them in. Like, fun.
Yo,
You gotta be
I'm the same way.
savage.
You think your boys are bad till you spend 5 seconds talking to these women over here. These are monsters. Yo, wow.
Yes, we're monsters because of you boys ruining us at a young age. But
You know
thank
what it
you.
is? We just don't have any F's to give. I mean,
We
there's
don't
just
care.
nothing left to give. No,
We
I'm not
stopped.
going to apologize for it either.
Shameless.
You guys don't sell
Shameless.
F's to give at 4playbuzz.com?
Oh, foreplaybuzz.com. You're going to go to my website to get your kit. It's $125 to join, and that's to own your own business. And I will train you personally. I allow men. I love men. If you haven't caught the gist.
Yeah.
Men can work for us. Doesn't matter the age. I'd love to have you. And thank you so much for coming to my party.
Thank
too. I
you.
really
It was so much
appreciate it.
fun, and I can't wait to send a dirty picture of my tank top.
Oh, boy.
2 weeks, and then we get our guy Snippet.
I know, right? Perfect. I can't wait.
Oh, my God,
Johnny
Bobbit. Oh, my
So
God,
it's going to be
Snippet, you
fun.
guys go- you're so
Thank you.
horrible.
Well, we hope
Good
you have a
night,
great
guys.
night.
Have fun.
Bye, Dawn.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Take care.
We're going to cut in a song break. We are WRFCLP Rochester 106.3, RochesterFreeRadio.com.
All right, and it's time to get back to Beyond the Pole with your host, Katrina
All
Lee.
shows on Rochester Free Radio and blogs
the
on
longest
RochesterFreeRadio.com are
public
produced
service
independently.
announcement on the planet.
The views expressed on any individual
Longest
show or blog by hosts or their guests are not necessarily the same of other show hosts, underwriters, or the board of directors of Rochester Free Radio. Rochesterians in disagreement with anything expressed on Rochester Free Radio, our social media outlets, or website are welcome to submit a proposal of their own show. Those not open to differing points
What
of
up, what
view
up, guys?
are encouraged to utilize that small knobby thing on their radio called the off button, or move along to cat videos on the internet. Have the day of your choice.
Cat videos. Cat videos
videos.
right there. So,
Hey, go watch cat videos.
yeah, go watch some cat videos. So here is your host, Katrina Lee. Cat.
Hey, welcome back. We are Beyond the Pole, and you can check us out on Beyond the Pole Radio on Facebook. We are WRFCLP Rochester, 106.3, RochesterFreeRadio.com.
What
we
up?
have Oz,
How you
and he's
doing?
going to introduce his awesome guest.
Yeah, man, I'm over here with my boy Dan Ross from Artisan Tattoo. What up, Dan?
Not much, man. How's it going?
Good, brother. How are you?
Not too shabby.
So what's going on? Heard you move shops. What's the deal?
Yeah, we moved shops not too long ago. Opened up June 30th over on Stone Road. We're above a fresco Italian kitchen over there. Just nicer, better, cleaner looking space, less crackheads, and more fun.
That
Nice.
sounds fantastic. Dan actually is my tattoo artist, so I've been friends with Dan for a long time now.
That's
He-
exciting.
Yeah, he's done some of my favorite pieces. Actually, my favorite piece is a cover-up, actually, of my ex-wife's name.
Nice.
Yes, and he put a giant Axl Rose Appetite for Destruction. Here, I'll show you.
Very cool. Now, while you're going to show me it, I have a question. So I have back dermals, and I put them, I like that, and I put them there, and they reject, obviously. So I thought, why not take a tattoo and cover the scar of like a cute heart or something in place of it? And I never saw a dancer or anyone do it. Is there a reason why? Like, I can't be the first to come up with it.
Going over the tattoos and scars?
Yeah, because I love the back dermals. I like how it looks in the photos, but
Yeah.
I don't want to have them constantly coming out. What happened is
they're
I
gonna
work in a
reject.
nude strip club,
Yeah.
and an 18-year-old decided he didn't know what it was, and he pulled it. And then it started rejecting. So it was this like 3-month-long process. I kept trying to keep it there. And it's the older one, so my skin grew into the hole, and they don't make them like that anymore. So it latched on.
That's pretty much what I have in the side of my face. It's been there for, about 9 years now?
Yeah, so mine lasted longer. So now the newer ones don't, and they reject. So I thought, why not just put like little like heart tattoos in place of the dermals, so you still get the image from behind without having to deal with it as a
No,
lifetime
you could
commitment.
totally do that if you actually go on the Instagram page for the shop. You can see I actually spent most of yesterday sitting there tattooing over a bunch of scars that were on a leg. I spent probably about 5 hours covering scars.
And does it hurt more if you have scar kind of cover up? Right?
Scars definitely tend to be a little bit more sensitive, but that ends up being the newer, the fresher the scar. If you've given them proper amount of time to heal, it's not going to be anywhere near as bad.
So with my back dermal, so if I get the other one, so I have one piece in my back and not the other one. So if I get it removed more recent, can I get both of them done, or do I have to wait a certain span before tattooing over the scar tissue?
Because of the fact that it's a dermal, pretty much what they're going to do to properly remove it is they're going to just like do another piercing in there, and that's going to release, like you said, there's the small hole at the end of the dermal.
Okay.
So they're just going to kind of pull that out. Honestly, it's not going to be that bad if you were to give it a month. The difference, the difference between the two of them, the healing and the feeling, it's really not going to be, a huge drastic thing.
Okay. Thank you. Actually, I was going to ask some of that, so.
Cool. One of the cool things about art design that I really liked when I first, seen it is it looks like an art gallery and it smells like a doctor's office. Like completely clean, fantastic. You can see all our designs. And a lot of artists, let's admit it, there's a lot of chemical dependency issues that go around that industry a bit. And it's nice to be able to rely on a tattoo shop and an artist that doesn't have dependency issues. It's a dad that's a wholesome person that you see at family festivals and Turkish Fest and stuff like that. And that's what I found with Dan. It was a nice, clean place. And he's about his artwork. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So definitely.
Well, it's
great
really
place.
funny too. You're talking about like the smells, and people come in and they constantly go. They walk in and they go, "Oh wow, this place smells clean. It smells like a tattoo studio." It's funny because where we move, we've got the Italian kitchen underneath, but we also have like there's the way it was originally renovated. There's now a stove and microwave and all of that actually upstairs in the studio.
Okay.
So we were laughing and joking about it. We're going to start doing chocolate chip cookies and banana nut bread. So you
Nice.
walk in and you're like, it smells like bleach and cleaning products and. Is that cookies?
Grandma's house?
Yeah.
Tattoos? What?
One
Like
thing no
French
other shop
toast.
has. Yeah.
That's awesome. So that's one part of your life, the tattoo stuff you do. But there's also another part of it that you were in. How do I understand this correctly? You were a sideshow? How do I say that?
Really?
Yeah, I was a part of CNY Suspensions and Sideshows. So that was about 5 years of my life while I was tattooing, where we went out. My personal job as part of the sideshow was I was Mr. Payne. I did the bed of nails, I did the hooks, I did the skewers. I'd have 2 hooks in my back, and I'd kind of point out the biggest guy in the crowd. And from 2 hooks in my back, I'd grab a 400-pound person and basically get lifted up into the air from those
wow.
hooks. So
Good.
Oh, I wish I
God.
know. Like, we could watch it. But, yeah, no.
I'd be passing on the corner. Katrina would be all smiling, giggling.
I
Oh, my
like
God, look at that.
that
He's got hugs.
stuff.
Oh.
So we had this porn star on the show, and he had a weight, and it was hanging over in his penis, and it dropped, and this guy came out, and he pulled it, and it caused this Prince Albert thing, so they had to reattach his penis. The surgery, like, is that something you ever tried? Not having someone rip it out, but do you ever try to have a weight on your penis?
I had most of my piercings that I've had in my body were actually up to about a 2 gauge, so you're talking just shy of the size of a pencil.
Okay.
I didn't do the regular Prince Albert, which would go through the urethra and out the bottom because the skin there is very thin.
Yeah.
I did the reverse Prince Albert, so it actually came out the top of the gland, top of the head itself.
Okay.
And it's one of those things. Yeah, you could totally hang weights. You could. Totally
Yeah,
do
you
that,
would hang
stretch it
weights.
out.
Yeah, and stretched and they would hang. It's like
I
a
will
common thing.
never ever fight anybody that had the just the nerve to take a giant metal steel pencil shaped thing and stick it through the tip of their ding dong.
As you're doing it on our show next week. What are you talking about?
Just the thought makes my stomach drop.
We're having, John Bobbin on, and then we're going to spear your penis.
I got
for fun.
circumcised at 11. Okay, listen, I went through this once. I don't need to do it again. 11 circumcision was too much. I just no. Oh, God.
But yeah, no, so he had to have it reattached and this whole surgery, and it's called like beautification of the penis, and there's this whole like GoFundMe page for it. So.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful, but it's kind of neat how we would use the weights and stuff.
I had,
so.
probably down there a total of 8 piercings at one point. But,
Amazing.
Out of those 8 piercings,
piercings.
I had 6 of them. Out of the 6 that were the bottom, the ladder that went down, I had probably 4 of them rip out during sex. Different times, but yeah.
Now, is that like horrifying, or is it kind of pleasure and then it's bad, or
No,
like?
in all honesty, I didn't even realize they had ripped out when they ripped out because the skin down there for the ladder itself, it's so thin. So it
Okay.
wasn't until you pulled out and then you realized the condom was filled with blood.
Yeah, and then hopefully, like the piercing didn't, like
my
obviously
God.
poke a hole through the condom and defeat the purpose.
large barbells, rounded edges,
Okay, yeah.
Couple of scars. Looks like Toadie from Super Mario Brothers now.
Nice. I was like, I love
God.
He's so naive sometimes, and like I feel like such a pig. He's like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know that stuff. So that's crazy.
I didn't know that about my friend over here. It's now like, you know what?
I ask odd
He's
questions.
like, let's talk about
so-
sideshow. What do you mean you're a dick?
I know. I'm like sideshow dick tricks. Like, what can you do? Like, tell me. Like, I love stuff like that. So, I worked at this club and I discovered I can pick up dollar bills with my butt, and it's
Like-
rare. So I can bend
bills,
right
not
over
quarters?
bills. No, not quarters. I haven't tried. Maybe,
Okay.
but I can bend down and they just kind of like suck right in. And then so guys were like, now like I'm a butt clapper and I'm white and I have a big butt, and they go up and down, and the guys are now throwing it on and trying to have me catch it. So it's like a parlor trick, and I don't have to try, and I like just crawl on the ground. No one touches me. I'm getting $400 or $500 to stage that.
We
The guys
actually-
are just throwing money. I'm like, it's so easy, but it's like the same thing with the sideshow stuff with
Yep.
the tricks you can.
We
do.
actually did last year, and it's coming up next weekend. It's Boomtown Brothers is a local beard club.
Yes.
And they do lots of charity events. They normally do about $20,000 to $25,000 a year they raise for local charities. One of the big things that they do is actually outside of Washington Square Park, and monthly they go out and they feed the homeless and the displaced,
Yeah.
and they help
That's
out with
awesome.
that. But last year, no, it was the year prior, they had their thing in Star Alley over at Lux. And to help,
Lux.
to help raise some of the money for it, they were passing around a stapler, and I actually went up on stage, and the bidding started. I ended up raising, I think it was like $250 to have my balls stapled to my legs.
Let's staple Oz's balls to his legs.
They shrivel into my
I will
stomach.
pay $250 to watch it. That's fascinating.
Dude,
but
I thought we were
what-
friends. You're trying to staple my nuts to my leg? Come
It
on.
sounds exciting. I don't know. It's different.
Just like divorce
so
all
this
over again.
Boomtown Brothers thing.
Yep.
So I know that you guys help out with Be the Change,
Mm-hmm.
and they're a group we work with, and they're Price Over Radio that you were on before my show used to be on Sundays. So it's Stephanie. Don't you guys have an event coming up with the burlesque show?
Bewitched Burlesque. Yeah,
Burlesque,
that's actually
yeah.
next weekend, and that's
Why
part.
don't you tell us a little bit about this event?
Yeah, Friday night it's actually going to be at Photo City, and that's Bewitched Burlesque. That's going to be over there, and it's Beers, Butts, and Babes, I believe it is, or Beers,
Okay.
Butts. Oh, Beers, Butts, and Beards. So that's going to be at Photo City on Friday night. There's going to be a bunch of females doing their classy stripping, their burlesque, and that's
Yeah.
the opening night for the Boomtown weekend. And then the following night is actually going to be at the German House for Boomtown Brothers, and they're going to be throwing their whole large charity event, local beard competition, I believe. Maybe about 8 to 10 different categories. So,
They had a couple guys on the show, and they were saying I should enter. So.
No, I think you definitely should.
Yeah,
I'm in.
they're saying, we had beard oil giveaways.
Yeah.
and a
Yep,
whole
it
bunch
was
of
probably
stuff.
Jake that was on here.
Probably.
I
He was
think
a
so. I'm
bouncer
so
at
bad with
Playmates. No,
Definitely
Nick. It
a-
was Nick. It was Nick.
Oh, Nick. All right.
It was
Gotcha.
Nick, yeah. And he brought someone
Yep,
else. there,
Redanti
but
then.
I think about it. I was like, but yeah, no, it's great.
Awesome.
So
I'm excited to
So,
compete.
are you gonna
What
compete?
category do you think I could be in for?
I believe
heard
that's-
mustache rides.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be
Mustache
under the
rides.
under 6 inches because it.
yeah,
Oh,
under
my
6.
God.
Yes, I agree. Under 6.
Well, it goes from the.
As
the
Dawn
lip to the
says, you
tip.
look at the Wegmans water bottle, and then like it's kind of a disappointment, I guess.
My pants don't hide much. Okay?
They don't. They're like really tight leopard pants. I was like, wow, it's just sticking out. Come on.
They're fantastic pants.
Yeah,
Another really
fantastic.
cool thing about the weekend that's coming up for Boomtown and all of that with Bewitched over at Photo City. Friday night, the team itself is actually going to be a whole Tarantino themed night.
Oh, dude, I love Tarantino films.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah, pretty much every single female that's going up is going to be doing something from a Tarantino film.
Okay.
So it's going to be a really cool night filled with blood and boobs and
Tons of Uma
Fun.
Thurman.
Yeah.
yeah. There's going to be a couple of them, I believe.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. What's your
Very
favorite
cool.
Tarantino movie?
Oh man, I'm probably still going to have to go with Reservoir Dogs.
That is
You know,
solid.
it's just one of the older picks. I mean, some of the newer stuff, it's great, but I mean, that one just holds a special place in my heart. I think it has a lot more to do with the soundtrack.
The soundtrack's dope. The way they shot it, I think, it was just so different than anything else that's really been done. I feel like that kind of set the precedent.
No, most definitely. When what was it? Pulp Fiction came out. That pretty much changed the way movie cinematography was shot.
That's true.
So
I mean, they
Great.
went for like that old campy, like in the car chasing. Like you could tell it's like not real, but it worked for it. Like the way they did it, and like the genre and the timepiece for it. I thought it was fantastic.
Oh,
I
completely.
love that. It's so
Yeah, that's
unique.
great. So I think we should cut into a song break and then return. So don't forget, check us out on Beyond the Pole Radio on Facebook. I'm Katrina Lee. We have Oz Suzanne.
What up?
All right, now let's get back to Beyond the Pole with Katrina Lee.
You know what? I do kind of like cat videos, I guess. Actually, I really don't. I'm more a dog person, but
doesn't like cat videos.
you know, I mean, everyone, I guess, likes cat videos. They're cute. Animals are always fun. But, you know, I'd rather listen to porn and smut and exciting adventures as opposed to watch cat videos.
That, you know what, the life you live, Katrina, I would
My
take
life
that
is
over.
exciting.
I'd take that over cat videos any day of the week.
Yeah, no, my life is insane. So, as a whole, I discovered something that I guess maybe I should apologize to some people is so insane. I can't believe this even occurred. So, I had this guy, and I thought he was crazy, and he was pretending to be a cop, I thought.
Oh, no.
So, he's been sending me messages for like a year and a half, and they're really weird. Like, straight up weird. He'd be like, I want you to rule me. I'll be your slave. I'm an officer, and I want to wear a chastity belt. And he called it like a dick cage, like, and it would be around him, and I would have like a key, and I would lock it so he couldn't cheat. And he's saying he's this police officer.
Oh my God! Get it? It's a dick cage because
Yeah.
he's a detective. and
Yeah,
it's
or
a
something
dick
like,
cage?
and he's like has to be this like, you know, like hardcore person in the real world, and when he's home, I guess he wants someone else to abuse him and control him. I don't know. Cops seem to have all these issues. That's why I don't date them. Like,
Yeah, no thanks.
I'd rather date pawnbrokers, felons, dealers, whatever.
Right,
Way
works
more
great.
easier to deal with than cops. You know, way easier. So this whole cop is like going after me, and I'm like, okay, like I'm from Elma, East Aurora. Dawn is from there,
Right.
and I had all these issues during my divorce. And I actually, like, I blew up my ex's phone 200 times in one day, like a maniac. And the cop called me and said, please don't call him. And I was intoxicated. So I called back, and I'm like, oh, you called the pigs. And I was oinking, you're a rat, you're a rat. And I was arrested 15 minutes later. And in Elma, at my parents' house, by ironically the same cop who was using a different name, who's been sending me the messages. So I didn't realize what was going on. So the past year and a half, this man's been sending me all these messages after he met me. I didn't know. So I was just joking around because I get all these maniacs on Facebook sending me all these messages, and I'm like, I don't really understand why this is happening.
No.
And it's nothing to do with me. It's like just unfounded, like crazy stuff.
That's
and
wild, dude.
so this person's like sending like whatever, and I posted, I'm like, I'll show you a day in the life of Katrina, and then I post it not thinking this person's a real cop because it's so stupid, these messages, and they get so out of control, and he doesn't stop. I'm
Right.
like, no cop would do this. Like, they're not dumb.
But it was.
It actually turned out everyone recognized him, and he had a different name, and he's a real cop. And it turns out he's actually been harassing a couple other features and porn stars doing the same thing, and several of them for 4+ years.
Wow.
So he was a real person. So what was going on, which I'm kind of like horrified to say, because if you listen to my radio show, I kept referencing that the fact that I had to move from Buffalo because there was a cop who was sitting in front of my parents' house and was sitting there watching me through the windows, and I was afraid. So I moved to Rochester specifically because of this, and 100% it actually was going on.
Wow.
And confirmed as of today.
That's
so
wild,
he was
dude.
sending messages because my license goes to my parents' house because I didn't want to keep relocating and moving, so I kept the same mailing address. And what was going on, so he was stalking my parents and sitting in front of my parents' house saying that I see your lights on, I'm by your house. And I kept looking at my house in Chilai and going, there's no one out there, ignoring it, not realizing he was actually stalking my mom and dad.
What? Dude?
Which is really
No.
terrible. So it all came together today, and when I posted it, there was multiple women saying he's a predator, and multiple other people saying he's a real cop. Oh my gosh, you gotta be careful. And he actually did. He was telling the truth. He wasn't lying. He
That's-
straight up was like, I'm a real cop. Trust me, I'm a good guy.
That's
But
kinda-
I'm like, a cop saying that is scary. I'm like, no one trusts a random cop saying, trust me, I'm a good guy
Nope.
on the internet.
Nope. I don't trust when hey, I'm a cop, and they're
And
really cops.
he was
No,
sending
no, it's cool.
messages
I'm good.
saying
Thank
like,
you.
don't worry about me. Like, I don't want to be a cop. I tell everyone I'm a garbage man and stuff. Like, it was crazy.
That's definitely a little. That's no thanks, man. I'm taking
So
a nap
I'm
and going
special
to
and
bed.
I track them.
That's-
I know how to track them.
You know, powerful people attract people that have issues like that. You know, like I was
Yeah.
saying earlier, the people that can't say or don't want to say or can't act how they want to, they find people that do, and they gravitate towards that. And sometimes that attention, they don't put it in the right place. It becomes malicious. It becomes harassing. they becomes envious. It's weird.
Yeah, you know what I don't understand is I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a good person. Like I am, but I'm not a person who's gonna date a cop. So I don't like cops. My friends are all felons or convicts or shady characters. We all shut our mouths. We don't rat people out. We do what we want to do. We kind of are antisocial, above the law. We're not dating cops. We don't really want cops hanging around us. So creepy cops stalking us is an issue.
Yeah, that's definitely an
and
issue.
then having a cop stalk me trying to actually date me is really bizarre.
No.
It's not really what I want.
No.
So I hope it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I'd rather you stick with the felons and
Yeah.
stuff, man. Like
They're more
never
predictable.
thought I'd be saying that to anybody, but I think you might be better off with that one.
I'm better off with the felons, like
Yeah.
the loose cannon police officers who can find out your address. And you know what? Actually, I don't mind getting arrested for stuff I didn't do and knowing I'm innocent. But if I date a cop, he's going to know actually what I do, and I'm going to get arrested because I'm guilty, right?
Maybe, though, it's Buffalo cops. Because you have good relationships with cops here.
Really good relations with cops in Rochester is Buffalo cops.
So maybe it's just Buffalo cops.
It's just Buffalo in general. That's why I'm in Rochester now.
Right.
F Buffalo. Ooh, go to Rochester. Right? No, it was one of the best decisions I made. Like, seriously, I was being terrorized by cops and my ex and crazy people out in Buffalo. So I went to Rochester. I'm like, oh, it's so much better.
Well, we're glad to have you here in Rochester
So much
with
better.
us.
So much better.
Thanks for joining.
So I'm glad because I was comfortable with Rochester because I hid the fact I used to dance years ago. So I drove up here and like danced up so no one knew. So I actually been living kind of in Rochester for 12 years.
Well, awesome.
Going back and forth. So
Good to have you
I've only
here.
been living here 6 months, but I've been going back and forth for 12 years and holding a long-term job at full-time hours.
You're nuts. I don't understand. There's got to be like 4 Katrinas. You got clones somewhere. It just doesn't make any sense.
They're just sex dolls that rotate around and show up. And speaking of that, but
They don't have that killer twinkle in the eyes though. Like,
They
look at me,
don't.
dink dink, I'll stab you, dink dink.
dink dink. I am looking forward to. We have John Wayne Bobbitt coming on our show on August 2nd.
John Wayne Bobbitt, August 2nd.
From Lorena
It's gonna be
Bobbitt.
crazy.
It's gonna be nuts. And what I found out is I talked to more people, and the younger generation does not know what happened.
Oh God, you're
So it
lucky.
seems like if you're 25 and under, you don't remember Lorena Bobbitt or know what happened, and you don't realize that a man had his penis sliced off, and then the penis was thrown in a field, and they had to hunt it down and look for it and reattach it on him. And then John Bobbitt became a porn star with an enlarged penis and became established. Lorena kind of, had to hide because what man's going to marry you if they know you're going to cut off his penis?
Yeah, he took a.
That's scary. Like, who's going to trust you ever, knowing that it could happen again to you? And maybe she'd bite it off or God
my
knows what.
God, can we just
throw it in the
one-
garbage disposal and grind it so you can't get it reattached?
One episode where we don't talk about like terrible torture of male genitalia would be fantastic. Just one time. Good God.
One time, whatever, guys.
Oh
Okay.
man.
You want it.
Well, at least John
But-
Bobbitt, he took a stab at the adult career, and
And he did. He
yeah.
was successful enough. He's the first man with a reattached penis become a porn star.
Good for him.
Yeah, and we get to see it in real life. I'm excited.
I don't know how to.
So I bought us
nothing.
all special strap-ons, and he's going to autograph it for us as a souvenir for the guests on the show that day. So you remember what it's like to be a John Wayne Bobbitt. On the 25-year anniversary of his penis being sliced off and thrown over the intersection.
I can't believe my life as it is. You are just such an amazing.
I thought it'd
ad
be a fun gift.
that
so.
ever. You're awesome.
But I think it's a good time for a song break and then to cuck into some upcoming events at Vixens and Pig Roast, Playmates, Porn Stars, Future Pole Dancing Contest, Tattoo Parlors, whatever is upcoming.
A lot of good stuff happening.
Yes. So thank you for listening, and we will be right back.
Boom.
Boom.
All shows on Rochester Free Radio and blogs on rochesterfreeradio.com are produced independently. The views expressed on any individual show or blog by hosts or their guests are not necessarily the same of other show hosts, underwriters, or the board of directors of Rochester Free Radio. Rochesterians in disagreement with anything expressed on Rochester Free Radio, our social media outlets, or website are welcome to submit a proposal of their own show. Those not open to differing points of view are encouraged to utilize that small knobby thing on their radio called the off button, or move along to cat videos on the internet. Have the day of your choice.
All right, and hey, if you don't like this show,
Cat videos.
grab that small knobby thing of yours.
And turn in cat videos.
Wait, so they're telling us to watch.
You can turn off the knob and not listen, or you can listen to cat or watch cat videos.
How could you not like this show?
Well, I think that's what it's saying. If you don't like our show, you're a creepy cat person, so we don't want you to actually listen.
Yeah,
Who
I
wants
like
creepy
it.
cat listeners? Ew.
Yeah, we don't. The
That's
only
you, Jameson.
No one likes those.
though we
Ew.
do have one cat listener.
Right.
What's her name? Right.
we have a couple. On
The
one.
woman from the Barrel of Fun there.
Yes, Nancy. Yes, the barrel of fun.
She could be a
And
little
dogs.
creepy.
She has 42 special needs dogs that she takes care of them with diabetes herself. A bunch of horses, cats.
God bless her soul.
Yeah, God bless her soul.
Good for you.
Special
She's
needs,
special.
like do some of them like have autism? Do
Yeah, no,
they
they're
have this, or do they have-
arthritis and they have diabetes.
Oh,
and,
really?
they're a couple missing limbs.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, your new pet. There you go, Katrina. Right up your
They're
alley.
missing limbs. My sister has a cat
Like a horse?
missing an arm. Yeah. No, they're like not a horse missing limb. A couple dogs.
Imagine a horse missing a limb.
I think
That's
it's
a lot of work.
It's glue at that point. Like, sorry, homie, this is it
That's
for
terrible.
you. I'm sorry.
She stops
I don't
them.
make
She
the
stops them
rules.
from being glue. So
So she's got horses with 3 legs running around this place.
yeah, all different stuff like that.
I need to
There's
see
special
that.
needs animals that no one wants to love.
Here comes Elmer around the bend.
Right?
He's going
right.
to the
It's
glue
terrible. They had
factory.
the glue factory. It used to be by the Galleria Mall in Buffalo.
Why'd you
I don't
name
know
him
where it's in
Elmer?
Rochester.
Oh.
Elmer, that's great.
Elmer,
So
glue,
bad.
yeah, wow.
You're
Oh, that's
awful.
no, but she's cool. Yeah, but yeah, if
I
you
don't
don't like the
see.
show, how could you not like the show?
Yeah, I mean, just turn it off. Like, I mean, are people actually reporting us? Who knows?
I mean,
But
we're not
I
like
guess
actually
that
talking about like I don't know. We're not
Nothing
talking
serious.
like creepy,
We're not talking about how to
Creeper.
skin someone and make a stripper outfit out of flesh. I mean, come
Wasn't
on.
that the first episode?
No, that was with Ed Gein.
It was the nipple belt. Yeah.
It was sexy.
So we were talking about that.
That was in the first episode.
I was actually counting the other day, and we're coming close to your 100th episode.
We have to have a party for it.
Yes, it's coming up to the 100th episode.
I know it's coming, yeah, because this year alone we had 26 of them so far,
Right.
and we did a whole year last year, so I know it was.
So we are on our way.
Coming up.
We are
We're en route.
Probably September. Probably the end of September.
That'd be
we'll
great
looking.
if it was on my birthday and had a big blowout for it. But
there you
so
go.
speaking of fun, I mean, it's all the holidays, there's festivals. I saw it back in concert on Monday at Albright Knox Art Gallery. It's called Rocking the Knox.
How was that?
It was great. So I won't pay a ticket next year. Like it's like $120. It sells out one day. But all the bouncers I knew me. They're like, "Why'd you pay? We would have let you in free." I'm like, "Ooh."
Hey.
It was a nice venue. I think it was a lot of non-Beck fans. It was more art gallery
Right.
fans.
I feel like they're the same wheelhouse, same demographic, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It was people who I don't think knew them. They're just like in like black dresses and over the top. Well, I knew it was gonna rain, so I didn't care. So I didn't wear any makeup, and I like went with my hair messed up, and I like wore black because I'm like I'm gonna just dance in the rain and not care. And it was epic. It was so much fun.
Good.
I
People
ran
need
into
that,
some
man.
dancers. It was a great time that I knew, and my sister was there. My sister got hammered, and she's just like dancing. It was so funny because she never is like loose, and like I was like, oh wow, this is fun.
Yo, you got to
It's
do
a
that
good
sometime.
concert. I love Beck, so I was really happy to see that, and
Beck's
it's
dope.
just enjoying stuff like that.
You got to be able to just go dance in the rain. Like that's just so important. Like when
Like,
it's
don't care.
hot
Just
and
be
rainy
yourself.
outside,
Who cares
walk
about makeup? What
outside.
you look like all
Right.
the time? Like it's
Embrace
free.
it. Just
Embrace. Like who cares what people say or judge me? Like just be yourself.
Absolutely. It's so important. I tell my son all the time, there's only one thing that you could be better than anybody else on the whole planet for sure, and that is yourself. Be yourself because nobody could be as good at being you as you can at being you.
My parents told me that, and look what happened.
You are fantastic.
different.
You are fantastic. You are Katrina Lee, and
My
you are
parents love
fantastic.
me. So what happened is I was earlier with Tom Losey because we're filming episodes for Life Without Shame Generation 2. And we're working on our, we're doing a museum on serial killers.
Right.
So I go over there and ironically I'm getting a call about a stag right now. But and I'm talking to him, we're going over it and we're just discussing things upcoming. I just blinked because I got the call. But we're working on it and he asked me what my mom would describe me as. And he like asks and questions all the time. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, let's call her right now. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, just call her right now. Here's my phone. And he asks my mom. My mom pauses, and I'm like, I don't know what she'd say. Mom's like, you know what? she's really, really brilliant and she's book smart, but she has no common sense at all, and she's really stupid, and she doesn't think, and she does stuff with no like decisions, just thinks and goes for it, like just without.
Yeah, but I respect
she's
that
and
part
then
of
it's
you.
a mistake. But my mom's like, but she's really, really, really smart and has a super genius IQ, but she's an idiot. And I'm like, thank you, Mom. And Tom's just laughing really hard. I'm like,
I don't think that's being
That's
an
how it's
idiot. Following your
described.
heart, you're one of those people that just I want to
Go
do that,
for
and I
it.
go do that, and I respect that, and I love that. And people play Tom too. Tom's really freaking smart.
oh, Tom is, yeah,
He is
no, it's playing
damn
Tom.
brilliant.
Yeah, no,
Like,
he's brilliant.
He's like a face on the TV and stuff. People think about him a certain way. Oh, he's that guy. But you sit down, you talk to Tom Losey from Life Without Shame, and this dude is actually really damn
Oh yeah,
smart.
no, he's my
dude.
best friends, and we're great with that. And we're both like misunderstood by our families, and we both have like the sister or the brother who's kind of boring and low key and not in
Me
the spotlight.
too.
And we're kind of the mess up who always got all the attention and like look at us, and not
too.
the best. But I feel like that happens in all family dynamics. You have the one kid like I got all the awards, I did all the dance classes, I did all the sports, I did everything, all the school musicals. My sister, she did nothing. Nothing at all. She's always low key, quiet. I really don't understand her. It's fine. The most normal I ever saw her was at the Beck concert. It was strange. I'm like, maybe we are related. Like, okay. And like she was hammered. Like she's actually fun.
It's not. I don't think it was really my brother's choice. He just saw how terrible of a person that I was, and he was always around me. So he went the opposite. I'm like, listen, I'll make the mistakes, and I'll show you what not to do. So you do the opposite. And then he had his amazing daughter, young, at like 17 years old. So he grew up really fast.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He really so proud of that kid, man. He owns his own company, carbonfibercompany.com. He makes all the carbon fiber parts for these high end BMWs
Nice.
and like Bentleys and these super fast supercars, and yeah, he's so proud of him. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's really good.
I'm the black sheep. He's the good one.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Now, I'm the one with the money, the more successful one. My sister's the boring, calm, normal, no drama, no stress. Like it's
I was
all
successful
good.
before I got divorced. Now it's all him. It's been him for like 10 years now. My brother's got that.
All downhill. It's like up down. So yeah, just like it's great. But yeah, family dynamics. So it's a good
It
time.
is interesting.
You never know how it's going to work out, really, or how your kid is going to be, and you can't really raise them a certain way. You never know.
Dude, my kid's so damn dope. Like, we drew tattoos on each other today, and I drew like this big flaming screaming eagle on his chest, like with a magic marker. And it was humongous. It was like good half of his chest, and I drew like eyes for his nipples, like a mouth with his belly button and
That's
stuff like
great.
that. And he drew butt head.
Oh, that's great. It's great.
He drew butt head. He's like, your turn too, Dad. So I got butt written on it. I go, what is that? He goes, it's your name. And I'm like, wait, it says butt. Oh, you got me. He's got his first runway gig coming up. He's going to be in a music video for Alt Liar with Joey Arena.
That's exciting.
I get to be in the music video with him. So it's a
I like
music
Joey
video.
nice, good with all the hair and everything.
Yeah.
So I was gonna do the rainbow hair, and I was really excited. And he selected me to do it. And then my hairdresser goes, "You realize if you do that, it's gonna cost you at least $500 to try to bleach it down, and then I'm gonna have to get your hair back to where it was, which is gonna cost me at least $1,000 to correct it." And she's like, "Is that worth it?" And she's like, "On top of it, all your modeling gigs, because you're girl next door, and I have photo shoots and movie stuff." She's like, "You won't be able to use it with all that weird My Little Pony rainbow hair."
Right, because you're typecast a certain way.
And
for
I
the
was
girl
like,
next door.
"Oh, you're right, but it's really pretty, and I want it, but
It is dope
I
and
didn't do it, and I could have like for free and had it all taken care of. It would been awesome because he's amazing.
He's so
but
talented.
I obviously couldn't.
Yo, he's one of those like weird people that like
Those
he
are the
does.
best. I like weird people.
He does like home improvements, and he'll do like awesome bathroom renovations, and then he'll go perform with his band and do like awesome on stage, and then he'll go do hair and pull off some like magical
Yeah, he's amazing
unicorn.
at it.
It's like, will you stop being good at everything? Because like I got give me something here, bro. Let me beat you something here.
You
got
gotta
it.
do that. Like,
Nah,
look at me.
he's
Like, I
awesome.
run
love Joey,
businesses
man.
and I can cook like a beast. And then I sit there and I hang up designing art displays with butterflies and crystal gems dropping from the ceiling at different levels.
I think it's that one person. It's called creative. You know, a
Yeah.
creative like personality type where they're in that flow.
Like
They
an
catch that.
atypical.
Right. I've never heard that word until I met Elijah Booth, the guy that plays young Cottonmouth on what is it, Luke Cage on Netflix. I was playing it.
I think Elijah Wood. Didn't I?
No. Elijah Booth. I was in a movie with him called The City, and I was just watching like their way they act and the way they study for their roles, and and he described himself as a creative, and I was like, "What is that?" And he went through because he sings, he dances, he acts, he's just all around talented person. And I'm like, "That's what it is." And I started picking out people a little bit more from that. I'm like, "Okay, well, this person's got to be a creative. Let's look at what they're doing over here." And they're all over the place. They're usually in like 8 different things, but doing all of them in their own cool, unique way.
Yeah, I'm similar. So
Right. So
that's cool. Don't forget, everyone, at Candy's Adult Playground at 13782 Route 19, Waterford, PA, near Erie, is Shelby Doll, and just roar on the shore, and it's a motorcycle club kind of party. So it's all the bikes, the water, the beaches. It's a big rally. It's kind of comparable, honestly, to Daytona, and it's not that far away. So you'll see all the different bike groups, good time, features, porn stars, all the clubs are going to pop in. It's a big thing. And then after that, next weekend is a pole dancing feature contest at Candy's. And every one of the adult features and porn stars that we have had on our show throughout the year will be there. So you'll see Trinity Turner, you'll see Shelby Lynn, Shelby Doll, you'll see everyone. Lita Von Doom's going to be there. She's one of Dave's favorite, I know. And she is going to be actually staying in my house because I'm awesome.
I don't know who any of these
So a
people
lot
are.
of the porn stars and features told me straight up that they would rather stay in my house and have fun with me instead of going and staying in a boring hotel.
That
So
sounds terrible.
my house is awesome and it's gonna be a great time. So I'm really looking forward to the feature contest. So and Freya, and she's gonna be coming up, Lita Von Doom, and she's gonna be coming to Rochester, coming on our show in person and staying here and going to a bunch of Rochester Buffalo clubs, and I'm gonna help promote her.
Awesome.
So she takes 2 chainsaws and she starts throwing in the air and catching them and everything.
I gotta see that.
It's gonna be awesome.
She's not feeling that confident about the thing at Candy's this year.
No, she's not. She hasn't been as a whole, but featuring is not what it is. And back in the day, there was more money, and the industry has started to change where it turned into more like rip your clothes off, drugs, fast, easy cash, and not the whole production it used to be. And that's one of the things that we're trying to bring back is actually like professional showmanship and all that. And I know that she hasn't gotten a lot of feature bookings. She won titles and they have been promoting her, but the industry's not the same way. Like clubs don't want to pay. You usually get $150 a show. 3 shows a night is 4 days. They're supposed to be for that, the hotel and your plane ticket, and for you and a manager. So it's kind of expensive. The clubs don't want to pay anymore.
So it's like a themed...
So it's a dying thing that used to be really big back in the day. So if you watch all the original Life Without Shame shows, especially in the 90s, they always had like the Scandalous Sisters, all these porn stars. And they're not on anymore because the clubs don't want to pay.
So this feature, is it like a themed,
They're all themed. So
Okay.
if you go to the feature contest, last year I went, one of the girls accidentally lit herself on fire and it caught on the stage and it was really crazy. But
flaming strippers?
yeah, flaming strippers. I mean, I seen the flaming bush, but so it was going on. Yeah, so it was going on, and then so there's always accidents, but they all come out and they'll do a show, and then they'll be like in a tub and pour milk on themselves, or they'll do like glow shows, kind of like water shows, like they're scrubbing a tub. They're always doing another show.
If I see a tub
Candle,
of milk, I'm
they'll
getting my
pour
Lucky
like
Charms.
wax on themselves, but there's always accidents. I watched it go down. It was insane. The one girl burned herself really bad. She ended up in the hospital.
Oh,
I was
no.
telling everyone last year it was really nuts. After going, I was like, oh my God, this girl lit herself on fire. I was talking to the owner and literally like, it's like, and like pull her off the stage. And luckily she's okay. I don't know if she's featuring yet or anything. I don't think she is. Like, she's seriously hurt. It's crazy.
Just screams and glitter everywhere.
It was crazy. And then the worst part is that people didn't know how to handle it. And they're like, guys in the front row are throwing their drinks on her, like with water,
Oh my
with
God.
alcohol. They're throwing alcohol on her.
Oh my God.
So, like, you get drunk and you get all these drunk people and they're trying to put you out with alcoholic beverages, actually making it worse.
Oh my God.
There was no stop, drop, and roll or anything?
No, and then they had to stomp it out.
Oh my God, they stomped her out.
And then they had to stomp it
Oh
out.
my
So she comes and does these flips, and she stops the fire on herself by doing these back flips. And then they had to like stomp out her props because the tent started on fire and it caught on the desk by the judges, and it was like it was real chaotic.
Okay, so there was a stripper doing flips on stage.
Trying to stop the fire.
And then things caught on fire, and she caught on fire, and people were throwing drinks at her. So
Trying
it's
to put out the fire,
screaming,
but it had alcohol in
glitter,
it, so it created the
as
fire
drinks
to get
being
worse.
thrown at her, and then they stomped her out.
They had to stomp out the props.
Oh,
They started on fire.
that sounds
And then
like
she
the
ran away.
greatest night ever told.
And then she ran away. It was crazy. Bailey was there with me. I never saw anything like it. I came in telling everyone, like, you wouldn't believe this girl lit herself on fire. And they all looked just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, it was like epic radio.
We just had a conversation a few minutes while we were on break on what is crazy to us and what is crazy to you.
Yeah, my life's so crazy that you really have to be shocking.
Like it's on the scale that you get graded on in school. What's it called? Like the bell curve.
Yeah.
Like the complete other end of it. Like ours isn't in the middle. Like the Katrina crazy is like
You saw during that break, you saw like the 8 different Katrinas that exist.
You watched me watch them.
Yes, you didn't see just the one Katrina. There were the 8 Katrinas.
There's
that
multiple
exist.
personalities.
Multiple,
that fit
multiple.
multiple needs.
We watched 3 of them fight in the hallway.
We did. We did.
And they come out. It all depends what Katrina needs to fit the situation that arises. So.
Right. There's the hanger Katrina.
The hanger, yeah. I catch you stealing. I might chase you down with hangers, so I'm at you.
Exactly.
Well, I tried to explain. So the person I started dating, he decided that he wanted to contact my mother and ask my mother how crazy I was.
Oh God.
Because he wanted to know up front from my mom, because I would only date someone crazy. So it had to equal my crazy. So they'd obviously contact my mother. So my mom goes, I don't know. And he goes, tell me the truth. I go, my mom's like, what would you do to provoke her? And he's like, well, I never hit her, I never do anything. And my mom was like, would you disappear for a couple days or something and then like show up? Because my ex would party. He'd disappear on these benders for like 2-3 days. And then he'd call me over and over saying he's coming home every hour. And then he wouldn't show up. And I'd be like pacing and he'd bait me. So I'd like wig out and go crazy.
Oh no.
And so he wondered why I go nuts. But
why do that?
so he did it like 10 times to me. We were married for a while. And like I just pace and I like wig out. Like, and it'd go on for a couple days. And I wouldn't sleep. And I just be like, I'm going to kill him. I don't know what's wrong with him. So I greet him and I squirt holy water in his face. And I come out with a Bible and I had a wooden spoon. And I said I was going to beat the devil out of him.
Oh
and he,
my
his pants and he ran away in terror. And then then I'm like, I love you, I love
What are you
you,
talking
like what are you
about?
doing? And then so I'm like the type who's gonna scare you, squirt holy water in your face, chase you with a Bible with a spoon, and then I'm gonna latch on you saying I love you and don't leave me. That's my level of crazy.
My
I don't know if that's like a 10.
That is like
No, there's no chart for that.
What is that chart?
You get your own textbook. That's brand new. Okay, they
Is that like off the charts crazy?
That's
I
a
am-
new case study crazy.
I am going to beat the devil out of you with this Bible and
Wooden spoon,
wooden
squirt you,
spoon.
and then I'm gonna tell you I love you and not let you leave.
That kind of sounds like my parents, but with like a Quran.
Do you know what we need to do for the 100th anniversary show?
What?
We need your mother to be on this show.
Oh my God, my mom,
Oh
yeah.
my God! You know how
It'd be great.
embarrassed my
It'd be
mom would
epic.
be. My mom would be talking
Your mom
about
would die,
like,
yeah.
politics.
We need both of your moms on
Both my
here.
moms. My
my
mom's
God.
savage. If we give my mom a couple,
Arranged.
yes. You think I'm crazy? Meet my mother.
Okay, we can do that. We can do that.
My mom's unlike your mom, Dave. His mom is so prim and proper, and I'm like, oh, she's so cute, and like all decked out in her little classy clothes and well behaved, and I was like, oh wow, like
Yes, my
mom
mother's
thinks she's a
very.
political activist. She's one of those like Facebook posters that like thinks like
Oh.
change happens from posting stuff. I love her.
yeah,
She's awesome.
Yeah, no,
but
my mom's not
she's
like that.
a very interesting individual.
Yeah, no, my mom's like, I know you're drinking, and like we'll drive out to my house, start ripping through everything, like all through my drawers, and I won't be drinking. And I'm like, no, this is me sober. She's like, you're lying, and go nuts on me.
Mom, you raised a psychopath. This is me sober. You need me to drink. I promise you.
And then I laugh, and like every time I mess up, I do something crazy because I'm impulsive and I don't think things out.
Liar.
Like she says, I admit I know my flaws. I work on them, and I'm like, I take after you. Is that the problem? I take after you. You made me. Like I am you. All your flaws are me. And my mom just walks away in disgust.
I've never used that before.
You should.
I think I should.
Because you came from your parents, so
Right.
when you're a mess up, it's your parents' fault.
You don't like this. You made this.
It's your genetics. Yeah, you
What?
made me. What do you expect?
Wow, that's really
Yeah,
good.
it's not like you're gonna abort me now. I'm a little too old.
Right. You can't flush me now.
Yeah,
What?
it's too late. Sorry.
Little
There's no
reverse
coat
men
hanger gonna get me.
Jedi.
Sorry.
Oh my God, it's so cruel.
Wow.
Let's kind of song
Let's
break and
Katrina
then we're gonna
chasing you with a
wrap
coat
up.
hanger. Jesus.
Wow. Well, on that note, I'm going to go home and tell my mother I love her.
Yes, I love my mom.
Oh my
We'll
God.
cut a song and then we'll wrap up and get ready to come back on next week, guys. Beyond the Pole Radio, 106.3, RochesterFreeRadio.com.